Thousands of years have passed since a once thriving human civilization perished in the dust. Time goes by, passing their existence in fear of the ever-present shadow of cybergenetic warfare. The few remaining human beings struggle to regain the power that they have lost. With the desolate I'm sorry, let me read that again. With the desolate future, the people look to their past for a glint of hope. Excavations at an ancient tower have provided the people with a deadly arsenal, now turned upon their foes. This power has created strife amongst surrounding nations, all struggling. Never mind. The fate of the world rests on the wings of an armored blue dragon.
Attention all ships. Object sighted at 316 degrees true. Distance 63 kilometers. No life forms detected.
Investigating teams from the Wilhelm and the Koenig stand by for reconnaissance. Flagship Zeppelin, continue aerial support.
Acknowledged.
Sir, detecting temperature increase at object's core.
What?
Attention away team. Activity in object's core. Repeat, activity in object's core.
Perimeter sensors activated. Initializing first strike response.
Where's that voice coming from?
Intruders identified. All systems online. First strike response engaged. Perimeter sensors indicate all targets destroyed. First strike has been confirmed. Now activating final program.
What's the matter, Alita?
Don't worry, it's nothing.
Hey, you're going to let our prize get away.
Ha! Oh no, I'm not!
Come on, Kyle. My grandmother moves faster than that.
Oh yeah? Then why isn't she here instead of you?
Damn, where the hell did it run off to?
It's gone underground.
That's what burrowers do best.
Alita, can you tell?
That way.
Aha!
Was I right?
Exactly right. You can always find these things.
You missed it, didn't you, Kyle?
Kyle, get in closer. On target.
Ah, Dividoc beat me to it again.
Kyle, there's something coming.
Huh? What's something?
I don't know.
Alita! What's the matter, little one? Are you feeling ill? Huh? Kyle! Alita, look out! It's coming back!
What? What is it? What's after us?
That's a dragon.
Kyle! This way!
Alita! I'm sorry. Are you okay? Can you walk?
I think so.
Okay, lean on me. Let's go.
Take cover in this cave.
I feel a breeze coming from somewhere.
Maybe there's another way out.
Alita!
What is it?
Coming! It's coming!
What?
From where?
I'm scared!
Alita! Alita! Behind you! Alita! Alita!
Kyle, don't!
Kyle! Damn you! Give Alita back!
Kyle, move!
Give it back! No!
My friend is dead, and my lady! I'll kill you! It's because of you that my lady's been... Huh?
Do not let him return.
Alita!
Do not let him return to the tower.
Alita. You're chasing after that black dragon? Will you help me rescue Alita? All right. I'm not sure what this is all about, but I swear I'm going to get my Alita back. The land's so cold. So this is what the sky feels like.
Hey folks, it's me, Azel98, and welcome to another Let's Play. Like I said in my announcement video, that I'm going to Let's Play the first two Panzer Dragoon games. Keep in mind, this is going to be in post-commentary, because the reason why, because A, I have a busy life, and B, this game doesn't really have a save feature. And I'll explain to it all once we get into the video, of course. And as for these game cutscenes, I'm not going to show them too much. Instead, I'm going to show you clips from the Panzer Dragoon OVA that pretty much fleshes out the story more. And yeah, that basically fleshes out the story more, so you could get the plots of the synopsis of the game, of course. Sorry, I'm taking deep breaths, but I have a lot to say about this game. I took many notes before I even did the commentary. Anyway, as you all know, Panzer Dragoon 1 was pretty much a launch title back in the mid-90s for the Sega Saturn. This pretty much came out the time when, let's say, Sega was pretty much desperate to make a killer app for their launch titles for the Saturn. Because, let's say, like, terms around 1994, they didn't really have a lot. When games like Daytona and the first Virtual On came out during that surprise launch, it was like Daytona on Saturn was okay, but the frame rate was so choppy than a cutting board. And then if you play games like Virtual Fighter 1, it didn't really have that arcade-like experience than you would play it at the arcade. And the only best version to have that game was on the Sega 32X. During that time, 32X was already out, so there was no point of owning a Sega Saturn. But then comes this game, Panzer Dragoon, from the creative mind of Yukio Fukusagi, which you end up doing Phantom Dusk. And yeah, he ends up doing Phantom Dusk, and he also did Crimson Dragon, which is like the predecessor of this game, of course. And when he made this game, he was like fairly young. He was basically 23, and it's very surprising that, you know, Panzer Dragoon was first going to be a 32X game. Sorry, ignore that background. But yeah, Panzer Dragoon 1 was actually going to be a 32X game. However, in development, the team had trouble patching, let's say, the video processor, so they had to work what they had until mid-1994. They had the until mid-1994, Sega gave them all the development tools that they need. However, though, this game came out during the Japanese launch, which was November 22nd, 1994. But this game did come out in the American launch. However, sadly, both games did have frame rate problems. Not as bad as Daytona 1, but this first game in Japan came out, ran only 20 FPS, while the American version, which is the version I'm playing, came out in 30 FPS. But you know what? This game is so damn good that it even competed on certain PlayStation launch titles like Ridge Racer. So yeah, this game almost had PlayStation fans, you know, turning their heads to the other side. Well, anyway, let me just check my notes for a second. Well, anyway, this game, Panzer Dragoon 1, this is more of a showcase title, like, let's say, Nights into Dreams or a stall, than, let's say, an actual game. Because this game is supposed to showcase what the Saturn could do. Because keep in mind, this is supposed to be like a movie. And the creator, Yuzufuko, the creator, sorry, I'm butchering these Japanese names. Yuzufuko Fusagi, he wanted to make basically a game that combines in-depth, complex storytelling with atmospheric gameplay, of course, because he wanted this game to have more of a cinematic feel, flying around the stages. And for as on-rails games go, he wanted to make a game, wanted to make an on-rails flying game where you don't use jets or planes or any type of vehicle. He wanted to make this on-rails game more of... He wanted to make something that you normally don't ride in on-rails in any other video game. For Nights into Dreams, he was a flying dream jester. This game, you ride a motherfucking dragon. And there's a reason why there is a reason why he wanted to, let's say, make a game based off dragons. Well, okay, this isn't the first game where you could play as a dragon. Granted, Spyro did have that full-on experience. However, though, he wanted the game to have its own unique universe. At first, this was going to be like a medieval universe where you fly as a generic green mythological dragon. However, Mr. Fusagi wanted to make a game that would take place in a post-apocalyptic setting where you fight a bunch of Imperial soldiers. And the inspiration he got is from my notes. He got is from basically the novel The Long Afternoon of Earth, which is basically how the Earth blew up and has to survive off of different vegetations and other things that were going to be non-existent during this post-apocalyptic world, of course. Other inspirations try to take place for this post-apocalyptic world is, I have to list the following, of course: Mobius's Azarark, Dragon's Heaven, Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, The Never-Ending Story, because you're writing on a mythological dragon, Star Wars, of course, Star Trek, and the first Terminator film. However, though, Panzer Dragoon takes more inspiration of Nausicaa and Dragon's Heaven than ever, because in this whole series, you're going to be facing off an ancient Japanese empire. Because in Nausicaa, you're facing off basically the empire called the Tolmekians. And in Dragon's Heaven, it's the Brazilian Empire. And if you pay close attention to those movies, basically this game has more of a Hayao Miyazaki style. Hell, even the composer Yoshikata Ozuma actually took a lot of musical influence. If you're hearing the song Flight, you may recognize the song from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing being remixed by Richard Jocks. Yeah, this music right here, Flight, is basically takes a lot of musical inspiration mainly from from Dragon's Heaven, because the main character Shion actually has a epic, somber orchestral piece as well. So you can basically hear the similarities. But hey, when this game came out, it's like nobody hasn't heard this music in a video game, let alone a 32X game. Because yeah, this is not shit you hear on PlayStation. This wasn't Sega CD. This wasn't Sega Genesis. This was motherfucking Sega Saturn. But, however, though, this game does have synthesized music to go along with it. And there are actually a couple of damn good synthesized tracks. And I'm guessing that seeing how Nausicaa and Dragon Heaven has this basically occasionally uses the 80s synth music to represent the technological side of the universe. So with Panzer Dragoon, Powers. Well, I need to talk about this game's story. I gotta get on to this the story. Well, anyway, the story of Panzer Dragoon is basically like any other post-apocalyptic film, book, TV show, or movie you ever seen in your life. Basically, the game takes place 1,000 years in the future. The game takes place basically 1,000 years in the future, or let's say all technological life has been reborn. However, though, later has been haywired by a virus. And the authority of this game, the Imperial Empire, this empire ends up finding a tower filled with weapons. Not only that, the main source of this computer virus, which you probably learned more in Panzer Dragoon Saga. If you haven't seen that Let's Play, please see it. I'll put a link in the description. Well, anyway, basically this empire wants to use the weapons to basically take hold of this world and make it their own vision.
Of course!
Of course, indeed. And it's up to several, and throughout the series you're playing as several different game protagonists who either has a beef with the Empire or have their own set of goals. Well, it's not really explained what Keil's intensive or motives on stopping the Empire, other than just trying to stop Black Dragon. But in the OVA, if you've seen the little clip, if you've seen the beginning clip, I'm sorry, I was just seeing if my past self skipped the cutscene. Yeah, which I did. Well, yeah, in the OVA, Keil is trying to basically stop the Empire and the Black Dragon because the Black Dragon basically took captive of his girlfriend. And it's basically Keil's the protagonist of this first game. In the American version, he doesn't have names. It's just called. It's supposed to. In the American version, he's nameless, supposed to represent you and the player. But in the OVA, he does have a bit of a personality. But in the OVA, he's trying to save his girlfriend, Alita, who's possessed by the Black Dragon because she has psychic telekinetic powers and she's blind. So the dragon basically takes over her body because her ability to have telepathic powers can be used because the Black Dragon wants to take vengeance of the Imperial forces. However, the Black Dragon wants to destroy the world. But the Blue Dragon that we're controlling right now, called Blau, which is pronounced B-L-A-U, it's blue but backwards. Him and his previous riders trying to stop the Black Dragon from entering the tower and getting affected by the virus, so that way the dragon can become a technological siren machine. Believe it or not, the dragons are actually technically organic. Because the reason why is that the Empire found these dragon eggs and they want to do experiments on these dragons so they can become man-made machines. And basically, Skies of Arcadia will take that concept with Rackham the Whale, because he was a purple Gigaswell he was technically organic, but the only reason why he went on a rampage because the Silver Knight, the Silver Knight civilization had no choice but to follow the Empire's rules. So yeah, these dragons are technically organic, of course. And later on in the series, later on this Panzer Dragoon series, which I did Saga already, later on, the Empire ends up making humans technically organic and cybernetic robots. And the reason why they make these humans technically organic or cybernetic robots is because the chamber only takes humans who are technology tech savvy to basically power up the virus. And that's why Azel was created. They needed a human girl to have. They needed a human girl to basically have the knowledge beyond Einstein and beyond Einstein and Thomas Jefferson. Well, anyway, in the Panzer Dragoon universe, not only will you be fighting the let's say Empire, you'll be fighting all sorts of creatures, all sorts of physical creatures, which I swear I did my research, which are freaking ripped out of Nausicaa. Those sandworms, yeah, those sandworms are based off the those sandworms are basically omen worms. They're the omen creatures from Nausicaa. Or at least inspired by the omen creatures from Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, because in that movie, those creatures go on a berserk rage of a berserk blind with rage because the poisonous jungle in the movie, which you can see the inspiration from the Force of Azoa throughout the series. Or let's say you have all these technological beasts and different creatures that are chasing you. So yeah, it's an interesting fact. It's an interesting fact in the game, of course. Well, anyway, if you notice this area here, so this is the Garlic Desert. Yeah, the Garlic Desert from the third game. It actually appears from this game first. And the previous level, which is flying over the Urian Sea, which is also from the third game. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of locales from the third game that premiered from this first game, of course. And I was gonna say, and yeah, in terms of, well, I'll explain more once we get into more levels. Well, yeah, this is Azel98. I'm signing out.